Welcome, family, friends, faculty, and school board members, the graduating class of 2021. We would like to thank you for coming today to celebrate with us our years at CHS, the goals achieved for now and into the future. At this time, I would ask that everyone please stand, if you can, and show respect to our flag and country by removing all headgear, facing the flag with your right hand over your heart, the national anthem sung by the CHS choir under the direction of the Slogan. We ask that you continue standing after the national anthem for the CHS Honor Song, which will be sung by the CHS Native American Student Organization and the Young Bluebird Drum Corps. All active duty members and retired service members may salute the flag.
Praise Can you guys believe it? We did it. We finally made it to the end. After 13 years together, we're finally being separated, which honestly might be a good thing. But if we were stuck together any longer, we might just lose our minds. I remember in kindergarten, everyone was dying for a turn to push Dawson in his wheelchair and to ride with him on the elevator. Now, in government class, I don't think I've gone a day without hearing, "I'm going to kill him." Today, this gym is full of people here to celebrate us and all of our accomplishments. They're excited for us to move on to our next chapter in life, whether that may be the workforce, college, or the military. They have watched us all grow and become mature young adults, but are we all really that mature? Just this past week, I watched a few of my classmates, I won't say names, give the most interesting presentation on the country Chad I've ever witnessed. The only thing I learned is that Chad has never made it to the FIFA World Cup. I think our class has to have the most interesting storyline of all. We traded silly bands on the playground and brought our Zuzu pets to school. Speaking of, I still think there's one stuck on this elementary building. 5th grade was an interesting year. My personal favorite is when Carter kicked the glass door and shattered it at the school. How bad did that one hurt, Carter? I remember watching Hayden chuck an ice pack at China's head, leaving her with a black eye. I also remember China getting plowed over by a 6th grader, leaving her with scrapes and scars. Also, in Mrs. Munger's 5th grade class, I remember Dawson drenching China's chair with Febreze because he thought she farted, just because the jeans on her the jewels on her jeans made a funny noise when she moved. Rough year, huh, China? But nothing beats Drayton getting his head stuck in a chair in Mrs. Larson's 5th grade classroom. Oh, Mrs. Larson, we had one cool, toilet-kicking 5th grade science teacher. Though 6th grade was a blur, I do remember Mr. Donovan constantly scaring us with scary masks anytime we had hiccups to make them go away. And let me tell you, it works. Middle school been the craziest years of our career. It was always a competition in 7th grade literature class to see who could get 3 strikes the fastest. Usually spitballs and making bookmarks would do the trick. I vividly remember Dawson and Carter throwing frog guts into my hair in the 7th grade science frog dissection, which shortly after, Carter threw up because he cut the frog's stomach open and splattered rotting crickets all over his face. I'll never forget the look on his face and seeing cricket legs hanging from his eyebrows. It wasn't good. That's when he started gagging. While we were in middle school, internet challenges were super popular. Everywhere you went, someone was doing a bottle flip or dabbing. We even got our entire lunchroom to do the mannequin challenge once. One of my favorite high school memories is sophomore year during homecoming class Olympics. Everyone thought we wouldn't stand a chance in tug of war against the big bad juniors, Nash, Ruger, and Remington. They were stacked, but we still managed to beat them, even though they won't admit it. Usually the juniors and seniors win class Olympics, but that year, us sophomores dominated. I'd say we've grown up a lot, from having rap battles and singing Justin Bieber on the playground, to creating a podcast to discuss the existence of aliens and to rate me. Shout out to Loserville Podcast. Government has been my favorite class this year. You always hear something very interesting coming out of any of the boys' mouths. One day, in the middle of class, Dawson had his phone out recording. I turn over to see Trinity sitting in his desk, tipped over sideways on the ground. 2 days later, Mr. Hilson was TikTok famous. The whole world now thinks we have a Walmart Ed Sheeran as our teacher and Chanel West Coast in our class. I remember being a freshman and being told multiple times that high school flies by, and at the time, I didn't believe it. I remember thinking, how can it fly by? I have 4 years left. But the truth is, it did fly by, faster than I've ever imagined. 4 sports seasons, 4 homecomings, and 4 years of homework, and it was all over in a blink of an eye. These past 13 years of school have definitely been something to remember. Senior year has been pretty amazing. Among us, we have a state wrestling champion, Dave Skustad, and we also have 2 senior boys who contributed to a 2nd place finish at state golf, 2 senior girls who contributed to a 6th place finish at state gymnastics, and lastly, 6 senior boys who led our boys basketball team to the state tournament, bringing home a 7th place trophy. I think all of these guys deserve a round of applause one last time. Although our time at Chamberlain High School is now in the past, I know we will all miss each other and we will be connected for a lifetime because of these long times spent together and many memories. I know we are ready to be done and get out of here, but I know we will miss being together, even though we annoy the crap out of each other sometimes. Thank you to my parents for pushing me to be the best version of myself, and thank you to my teachers, classmates, and coaches for all the lifelong memories. I wish all of my fellow classmates good luck on their next journey in life. It is our time to shine.
Welcome, everyone. For so many reasons, it is excellent to see our gym packed full of supporters for our senior class today. Thank you for coming. My name is Dr. Justin Zeitz. I'm the Superintendent of the Chamberlain School District, and today we're here to celebrate the 134th graduating class from the school district. I once again want to thank you for coming and showing our seniors support on this momentous and joyous occasion. Class of 2021. Graduation is the result of 13 years of hard work and dedication to your academics, your activities, and though you may not always realize it, a personal investment in your continued maturation throughout all the trials and tribulations you will face. Each experience and interaction has helped prepare you for life outside these walls. The anticipated adulthood that will come as soon as you walk out those doors. No doubt your senior year has been unique, unprecedented, and full of obstacles that just a few years ago no one would have thought possible. Here's where I crack a COVID joke, but it hasn't been released from the CDC yet. We did not come here today to lament on the struggles you faced this year that made this year unique. We came here to celebrate each one of your successes that you have experienced. Anyone attending Senior Awards Night on Monday knows that this list of success is beyond comparison. Your accolades were unending and the scholarship dollars continue to come Monday night. Know that your potential to impact the future in a positive way knows no bounds, and each of you is just getting started. There are a lot of things that I have come to enjoy about the Chamberlain School District and community in my short time here. The dedicated staff, the support of the community, but most of all, the ambitions of the students and student leaders that walk the halls each day. One of the best things about Chamberlain School is our size. You may not know it, but in South Dakota, we're considered a large school. Your halls are full of activities and opportunities that you won't find in much of the schools across the state. Yet we're small enough that students feel comfortable coming into my office unannounced to talk. That's something that's unheard of in most of the school districts in the nation. Getting to know this senior class has been a pleasure, and I'm confident that they'll do great things. My interactions with them in the halls, classes, and my office has given me a glimpse on what your future holds. Why are these students in my office, you ask? It's not the same reason they're in Mr. Stedler's office. They're there to advocate for themselves. They're there to advocate for their peers and voice their opinions and to ask questions on the day-to-day operations that go into making school district work. And when you think about those questions, it really is insightful coming from a 17 or 18-year-old. But that's what this group is, inquisitive and insightful. I want to pause for a second and take a moment to recognize one of the young ladies I've gotten to know through these interactions this year. And I would like to present her with this year's Superintendent's Award. Miss Mariah Koenig, please give her a round of applause. I have your plaque up here when you come to stay there. Just one final thought, and I'm talking directly to you, class of 2021. Commencement marks the next chapter of your lives. Whatever you choose to pursue, be proud of the work you've put into your experiences so far. Be proud of being part of Cub Nation, because we are sure proud of the adults you're becoming. Thank you.
Welcome friends, family, teachers, administrators, and of course, my fellow classmates. I'm going to try to keep this speech as short as possible because I know we are all looking forward to attending parties and celebrations after. And also because I am awkward and not the greatest speaker. When I first sat down to start writing this speech, I looked back on some of the memories we have made together as a class. I looked back on the memories of all of us girls making paths for our Zuzu pets in the rocks during recess, and elementary students, while all of the boys were playing football and making fun of us. And I looked back to when we were starting high school. I don't know if it was just me, but I was terrified. Starting practices with upperclassmen, trying to find all of your new classrooms, and being the youngest in the school was very scary at the time, but look at us now. We are finally graduating. We have been through a lot together as a class and have learned some important lessons. One of which is that online school was kind of nice for a while. You got to stay in bed all day, to eat whenever you wanted, and you had more freedoms. But after a week or two, you started to get very bored. You wanted to return to in-person learning and to be with your friends again. Another lesson that we have learned as a class is that the older classmen can get pretty upset over parking spaces and can be very competitive in class Olympics. So sometimes you just have to fight back a little bit and win. We have also learned that one of our teachers is cool enough to go viral on TikTok and has gotten a lot of attention, even from some anime guys. Before I end my speech, I want to thank a few specific people who have had a huge impact on my life. First, to the Selwyn family. Thank you for being my second family and for always coming to support me in whatever I am doing.
Next, to my siblings. Thank you for being great role models for me growing up and constantly picking on me. It has made me a stronger person. And I was told that she wanted to specifically be named, so Allison. Thanks for always being able to cheer me up and always being down to get maximum tattoos with me. Finally, to my mom and dad, thank you for always pushing me to try new things and to give everything my best effort. Now to the class of 2021. We have been through a lot together. We have built friendships, made memories, and grown as individuals in the time that we have been in school together. All of these things will stick with us for the rest of our lives. Finally, I want to wish you all the best of luck in whatever your future plans are.
Class of 2021, here we are. Everybody's looking at us. The parents and grandparents are looking at us thinking, wow, they're so young, they've got their whole lives ahead of them. The younger students, who still have years before they graduate, are looking at us thinking, wow, they're so grown up and mature. The teachers who have put up with us the last few years are looking at us thinking, duh, finally, they were a handful. You can ask anyone what the point of school is, and their answer will most likely be to learn. But to learn what exactly? I'm sorry, Mr. Kurtz, but I would be lying if I said I remember the capital of Morocco. I'm sorry, Ms. Pazur, but I'm not joking when I say I still cannot factor a polynomial. However, anyone can learn these easily. It is learning the person you want to be that is difficult. Your habits, characteristics, priorities. These are some of the lessons we learned in high school that weren't in the textbook. We learned to take opportunities presented to us. If this last year has taught us anything, it is take nothing for granted. Our class was taken by surprise when we suddenly skipped from March of our junior year to being thrown into senior year at first. When opportunities were taken away from us, we persevered and came out stronger than ever. I have never seen the Chamberlain student section as full as it was this year. I have never seen so many people on the dance floor at prom as this year. You don't know how much something means to you until it is taken away. Knowing what this feels like, we learn to take opportunities because life will pass you by if you don't enjoy the little moments. We also learned to try new things. We got comfortable with being uncomfortable. We made unlikely friendships with people we have never talked to before. Now, without cringing, I want you to imagine meeting the freshman version of yourself. Many of us would barely recognize the person we were 4 years ago. Each choice we have made led us to where we are today. If we hadn't tried that new activity, or stepped out of our comfort zone, or talked to that stranger, we could be living a completely different life, which is crazy to think about. However, we must have been doing something right, because we are about to receive our diplomas. Last but not least, we learned the importance of perspective. We have experienced and will experience many difficult situations. There are two ways to view these hardships. Option one is to think, this sucks, this is so inconvenient, I give up. Option two is to think, this challenge is an opportunity for me to grow as a person. I will push through this. We are all guilty of taking option one from time to time. It is the easier choice after all. But if we shift our perspective to option two, we will not only find success, but happiness. Finally, I would like to thank everyone who helped us along our way. Thank you to the teachers who have put in countless hours preparing lesson plans. Your hard work has not gone unnoticed. Thank you to the mentors who have given us guidance when we needed it. Your advice will stick with us. Thank you to the family who believed in us. We wouldn't be here today without you. And to the high school Chamberlain graduating class of 2021. Today is not the end, but the beginning. Hold on to these lessons and use them to continue becoming the person you want to be. But for now, let's celebrate.
Class of 2021, we are very proud of each and every one of you. Enjoy the celebrations that are planned for you. Congratulations. congratulations and best of wishes. Dr. Zeitz, Mr. Ryer, I present to you the Chamberlain High School class of 2021 for receiving of their diplomas. I attest that these students presented to you have met the requirements as outlined by the Chamberlain School Board and by the South Dakota Department of Education. Upon receiving of their diploma, they have earned all the rights and privileges of high school graduation. That the class of 2021 would at this time, as your name is called, come forward for the presentations of your diplomas. Mariah Caney. Kerrigan Swinson. Alyssa Allen. Mia Bolin. River Burkhardt. Jacob Cadwell. Cameron Caldwell. JC Ketches. Caden Chips. Aaron Klein. Peyton Kahn. Cassandra Dauberstein. Scotland Donovan. Kira Eichstedt. Hayden Evans. Carolina Fallis. Lillian Ferris. Gabriel Garcia. Casey Gwynn. Dawson Gullickson. Madison Henry Compton. Catherine Hopkins. Cameron Highland. Carter Highland. Kobe Highland. Brandon Jensen. Gracelyn Kiner. Kasni Knippling. Lydia Cranky. Tisia Lapowski. Rayanna Lewis. Alexander McGee. Trey Nealon. Nathan Newman. Delaney Peterson. Emma Powers. Drayton Preed. Emma Rodmacher. Aiden Reese. Buster Reese. Garrett Rista. Gunnar Ristow. Trinity Sazu. Matthew Schrader. Tayden Seekingland. Caden Sharping. Gabe Skusted. Jackson Solik. China Story. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Chamberlain High School class of 2021. Ushers, you may lead out the seniors.